okay, bad start.
Down the line, Josh, like an asshole. This is too good. Oh! Get stiffer and stiffer.
You cannot be serious!
Are you not entertained?
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's currently just before 9 here in Austria and I'm heading to the courts for a training session. Well, actually, 2 training sessions. I'm hitting with 2 of my teammates, 2 separate teammates this morning. Yeah. So yesterday I finished up editing and posting the latest video, the video about serve volleying, adding serve volley into my game and beginning the journey. And as I was watching, as I was editing, I was getting a little bit nitpicky with a few things. One of them being the timing of my split step when coming forwards. I noticed pretty often and pretty much every single time I was just that little bit late with the split step. So this morning, look, it's not going to be the only thing that I address, but when I do the volleying portion of my hitting this morning, I will definitely be keeping it in mind. So, the courts took a little bit of a beating yesterday with all of the rain late yesterday and probably a little bit overnight. We'll see how they play. But definitely no sliding around for me. The courts have been pretty soft, meaning that pretty much any time you'd put your foot down to slide, your foot would get stuck in the ground and you would tumble over. So, no sliding for me today. Just good old-fashioned small steps to slow down. Okay, John and I already warmed up from the mini tennis court, and now it was time to get into some cross courts. Oh, okay, bad start. Yeah, no kidding. I'll blame the time that it took to actually set up the camera. Cooled me down too much. These forehands I'm hitting right now are just to get into the groove. Not trying to hit too hard, not trying to clip the lines or anything. Just trying to find my timing and the middle of the strings. Just change the camera angle really quickly and back to work. Alright, so right now is when I start to crank it up a little bit. John also steps up the pace a little, but from my end, I'm trying to not let myself get pushed back, to try and stay forward and everything, and yeah, to try and hit through everything. Like I said in a previous video, I am trying to hit the forehand a little flatter in general, which means not whipping up the back of the ball just because the ball is coming fast into me. That previous shot was the only danger I've really run into with hitting the flatter ball, just that if they do guess the right way and they manage to time it pretty well, it comes back a little bit too quick for me to be ready. I guess some of you might say that the obvious strategy is to just smack it, but smack it for a winner every time. Just not like that. Now, I do encourage pretty much all of you not to recover as little as I am. Try to get as close-ish to the middle of the court as you can after each ball, because, yeah, that's more realistic.
That's good. That was really good. Get stiffer and stiffer like an asshole instead of staying loose.
What?
Alright, music's off. Now it's time to admire the sound of my forehand.
It's too late. Oh no!
And with that, it is now time to change the camera angle and start hitting some shovels, also known as backhands. Yeah, there it is. Now, the proper European play, especially how it's been with the weather since I got in here, is a lot slower than the Ontika back in Melbourne. There we go, a nice little shovel. So I've been testing out if I can really get that much more pace on my two-handed backhand. I've never been great at generating that much pace off that side, but I figured I'd try and see what I can do. If not, then the slice would be something I'd have to play a little bit more of, just because the two-handed backhand with not enough on it is just sitting there to be crunched. At least with the slice, it will keep the ball that little bit lower and slow the point right down.
They're so good. This backhand is coming so awkward.
Well, that is what the shovel was designed for, I assume.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see most of the court.
Alrighty, it's everyone's favorite time. So, basically, we're playing a first to 10 with just John serving, and after this, we're going to play a first to 10 with just me serving. Yep, that was pretty satisfying. There were a few rubbish points in here that really weren't worth showing, so I've only left in, I'll say, highlights. Points that have something worth watching. Like those two serves that got me, and he almost got me a third time in a row if I wasn't sitting there waiting for it. The forehand for me was feeling kind of on. I wouldn't say it's the best that I can hit my forehand, but when I wanted to pull the trigger, I felt pretty confident that I could make it. Including that chop, squash shot right there, and this pass. I managed to steal the win on John's serving round, and now it's time for my serving round. There we go, exactly what I've been trying to add into my game. Plus a Cameron Norrie shovel. While the previous serve and volley was quite good, this is still the level of my serve and volley game. That is a great backhand return by John, but just, again, terrible. That's not terrible. Thank you, John. Yeah, just coming forwards, it's still very much just serve and run forwards and improvise when I'm at the net. It's not very natural for me still coming forwards, but yeah, this is what I'm trying to work on. Alright, so we're just about at the tail end of our session today, so we are playing a normal tiebreaker up to 7 points. Yep, super classy, Josh. That was a little bit more classy. I feel like I'm a little bit more confident, you know, going the crush and rush route rather than the serve and volley route. Thank you, John. Spoiler alert, another crush, hesitate, and rush coming up right now. And boom. So, that's my time with John finished, and now to hit with Eddie.
Yeah, sweet.
I did all the same stuff with Eddie that I did with John. Warmed up in the mini tennis court, went back to the baseline and played up and down the middle, some cross-court forehands, some cross-court backhands, but I decided not to film any of it. I wanted to save the memory space on my phone for these bad boys right here, the volleys. As you can see, my volleys when I'm already at the net, they're pretty crisp. You know, they're not too bad, typical coach's hands right here. But yeah, I'd back myself in half a court to hold my own at the net, but just not quite covering the full court. Which is probably why I'm much better at doubles at the moment than I am at singles. Yep, still stuff like that I need to try and fix when playing at the net. And that. Still just a few too many rookie mistakes. Now that was close. I did think it was a good idea to put the phone outside the singles line rather than inside the court. It was about right now that I told myself that I wasn't going to make another mistake. but I failed. Alright, now it's time for a set. Let's go. Damn.
How to serve and volley perfectly and then not finish the point. I wanted to cut that way too sharp.
Not uncommon for me to get a little bit casual and try to do way too much. I might need to get out of that habit. Oh. Okay, at least I made that one. I play this first service game pretty well. Pretty clean tennis overall. I mean, apart from the first point. And this point is pretty clean too. That half volley is probably the cleanest thing that I've hit today. And it pretty much came from pure laziness. Oh, crush and rush. At this stage, I definitely do feel a little bit more confident with the crush and rush rather than serve and volley. Ah, damn. That would have been a nice finish to the point. The tennis for the rest of this return game is not super clean. It was just 1540, and now with 2 missed pretty simple backhand returns, it's back at juice. You gotta take those opportunities when you get them, because if you don't, you put pressure on yourself and make dumb errors like that. Thank you, Eddie. And to return the favor, I'll give you that. Sadly, not an uncommon error for me to make. Just a typical case of me getting an easy ball and also taking it a little bit too easy. Same thing with that ball. Okay, my service game again. Let's hope this one is clean too. Yeah, good start. I think this one might be clean. Now, just to let you guys know, I did only record the first 3 service games, so this is the last game that I got on film. Just trying to look after my phone battery. Ooh, nice drop shot. And with that, the day of tennis is over.
Alright, where's the bag? I've finished up my training for the day. 2 pretty quality sessions, I'll say. Yeah, I'm gonna go back home and start editing all of this footage, and yeah. Clay court things. By the way, I broke a cross string. Normally I would only break a cross string when I'm hitting at Oz Open, because most of the time I'm hitting with the women and they always want you to hit nice and flat. That's normally the only time I would break a cross string, but like I said in the last video, I'm trying to hit a little flatter just in general, so it looks like I'm going to be breaking a lot more cross strings.
And with that being said, if you guys do want to see me break a few more cross strings on this Europe trip of mine, be sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one.
You cannot be serious!
Are you not entertained?